put up a lot of competitive rounds, and I'm sure Reject and Zero Tenacity will show us that it'll be no different as we head into the band draft between the preseason grand final rematch. It's not a best of 7, it's not either a best of 5 as well, it's going to be a best of 3, but still should be a banger no less. At the very least, we want it to be a banger.
Yeah, we want it to be all bangers into this one, and let's see how this clash goes as the first... Wow, the first band outside of Gambit is going to be Phoenix this time, so they do not want to deal with Xe on the Phoenix here. They want to just take it away immediately.
I mean, we've seen it work for XO, right? Target down Xe, give him very limited options to work with, and so far Reject are doing a good job as they thought about taking away the Rocket Raccoon, might resort towards the Luna Snow, maybe towards the Mantis. No. It's going to be the Rocket Raccoon, so Zero Tenacity will not be able to utilize that Rocket Raccoon that they've been relying on for so long throughout the entirety of Stage 1 so far, as Zero Tenacity really wanted to use it to enable Xe to output as much damage as possible. So instead of targeting Xe's hero pool right now, Reject instead take a slightly different approach and take away the win condition.
Yeah, looking to take away as many win conditions as possible here, and we'll see what they are going to be able to dish out into this one. As the Mantis now looking to be taken away in the delayed phase there, but doesn't matter. Z10 are going to be looking to bring out the Luna Snow Protects there, and going to give their absolute best. Ooh, Gargoyle hovering over the Penny. We talked about Penny earlier in the evening, and maybe it could be Penny's day.
I wouldn't speak too soon. Maybe they use the pettiness for the kidnap tech. We've seen that before, right? Teams trying to get a cheeky little elimination right off the get-go to try to give themselves a more of a priority in terms of getting control of the mission area first. See if that will be the option coming in for Reject, but right now, how does Zero Tenacity? All eyes are on them in order to see how they navigate around this. They really love the Rocket Raccoon, and now without having access to it, Reject will have access to it one-sided. How do Zero Tenacity navigate this? They don't have a Phoenix to shut down the CYA reliably. So big question marks for Zero Tenacity. Are they able to navigate around this, navigate around what has been their biggest win condition? And if Xe is able to, at the very least, get really well-timed Galactic Legends.
Yeah, they could be perfect, you know. Unfortunately, they don't have access to combine it with the CYA this time, so just going to have to play into raw willpower as Reject have that single-sidedly here. So Brownie probably going to be injecting a ton of damage with that combination themselves here, but we'll be delving into the mission area unlock shortly. Yaki taking a bit of punishment early here. Soko will be just already calmly pacing their way over to the mission area, ready for the unlock soon, but Reject, they're ready to contest against them. The time now favors them. Gargoyle in a bit of trouble there, pops the body barrier, and they're ready to disparage anyone in between them.
I mean, we haven't talked about Soko too much, right? He has done so well in terms of trying to cut off the heal potential with the barrier, but unfortunately, this time around, he is the first to fall, so Reject coming in with the man advantage as well as a very beefy front line means that Jerry can just exploit the back line, rip them apart as Zero Tenacity look for ways back, but Brownie is able to get the better of Xe, and we'll find Wendy as well.
We'll be able to find out plentiful KOs there, so Reject are going to be able to stand on top of this one and ready to see if they can rise up once again here. Piggy takes it to the high ground, already scouting out Z10 here. We'll be able to match them alongside Gargoyle and looking to flank around the back here. Ready get a KO in the side. They've already spotted out Wendy there, but it will be starting strong for Xe here. Now looking to force the issue, see if they can catch anyone else off guard here, but Reject are doing a great job of just getting away from them.
But Xe is able to track down Soonhoon, so Staggers coming in again and again on the side of the Reject. Zero Tenacity are doing a great job at staying together as a team, facilitating that front-to-back style of play, and that allows Jerry to go for those backline disruptions. Xe and the rest of Zero Tenacity kind of just run right over here, as Zero Tenacity are able to flip the checkpoint over, and look at the aggression coming in from Zero Tenacity. It is almost instant to try to draw out any sort of cooldowns on the side of Reject, but now Zero Tenacity are going to cool their brakes for a little bit as Reject look to reset. And right now I'm looking at Brownie because his HP getting taken down so low means that Zero Tenacity almost had an advantage, but Jerry does go down to Yaki.
Yeah, and now going to be enabled by the CYA there, ready to play around it more. Dance floor going to be forced out. Wendy not going to be able to sustain through. Gargoyle and Co flow ahead of it. Creative good with the Kubio unleashed now. So Z10 desperately trying to sustain through this freedom charge. Z10 are using everything they can just to hold on to this contention here. Gain further progression. The Galactic Legend does a great job to stall it, but eventually they will be able to push past. So gotta love the tenacity from Z10 there, but unfortunately it does slip away.
Well, they're able to get up to 44%. The Reject will get the retake down. We're able to save Piggy on the freedom charge, so if Reject do want to go for some sort of aggressive moves, they can have that at their disposal, but it does seem like they're going to use it defensively because they know that Xe is going to have that Galactic Legend. Lostro going down is already bad news, but Reject will have BRB available. Piggy's going to use that freedom charge to get a very aggressive, as a Reject are going to extend that lead as we go into final fight territory.
Go, jumping into it, it's the Yaki Show! Penta KO! Take it away, Brownie! We'll be able to seal away Marble there, so going to be a great impact from Reject here. Z10, can they stall it out? I don't know if they will. They need to get there sooner or later, but not going to be able to skate their way through. They concede and will be looking to run it on to the next capture point instead. So, Warrior Falls goes to Reject, and we move on to the Stellar Spaceport.
I don't think Zero Tenacity wanted to use the portal. Not quite sure what the communication was there, but Zero Tenacity definitely had a consideration that maybe this fight was just effectively cooked. They didn't have any sort of defensive options to get through the portal safely, and with the risk of also sacrificing a bit of that ultimate economy meant that Zero Tenacity kind of just really didn't want to go for that option, right? Maybe you could have put Wendy on the Loki and Creative on the Adam Warlock, at the very least, to provide a little bit of that extra sustain to get through the portal safely, but Zero Tenacity just didn't want to go that route. They want to save Xe with the Galactic Legend for another day, and that day might just be at the start of the second round. It's going to be up to Reject if they're able to handle Xe on that Galactic Legend, maybe through Piggy with the shield, maybe through Gargoyle with the barrier as well. So Reject, at the very least, have a lot of options to try to stay alive through this.
They're doing what they can to sustain through. Portal going to be coming up, though, trying their best to shut down Soko and Xe here. Two critical pieces of Z10's lineup immediately flushed away there, giving Reject a clear advantage in the beginning, but Cherry's trying to claw that back with a calling card there, desperately trying to disparage any efforts coming through from Reject, but no, they're going to be pushed apart themselves there. Good freeze coming through, but it doesn't matter. Reject will be able to get on the better side of this and get the early capture.
Huge win for Reject, able to shut down Xe before he even pops the Star Word ult. That gives Reject enough time to stack up towards that CYA, and they've done just that. Gargoyle is going to extend the stagger by getting a pick onto Soko. So now Zero Tenacity, what can you do in this scenario? Gargoyle does go down, but he'll be brought right back as that investment from Seunghun is just providing so much value for Zero Tenacity, because if they do go down, they have the BRB to rely on. So effectively, it's a 6 versus 7 right now.
Yeah, it certainly is, Dan. And let's see what they can do in that situation as the Galactic Legend comes out, but it's now being matched by the CYA Enhanced Galactic Legend. Goodbye, Xe, and hello, Reject. Jerry at least does shut down Biggie out of that one, so they're going to be able to get a consolation prize through here, but I mean, Reject, they are just forcing them away, far away here. Triple KO from Brownie. Yaki enjoying the show as well, and Z10 is seemingly just left behind in this first map of domination.
And you can see the impact of that first fight as well, right? Reject really wanted to rely on the CYA into the Galactic Legend Wombo combo that has been so valuable for a lot of teams. Zero Tenacity had a chance to get that first fight, maybe to seize a little bit of that control, but with Reject being able to get those early picks, thanks to Piggy on the Doctor Strange portal, meant that Zero Tenacity just never found any sort of room to work with. But now coming into this fight, Zero Tenacity have a lot of those safety measures, but it's a matter of how aggressive Reject get here.
The aggression is building up. Last Row going to be pushed out of Kumio Unleashed form there, and now to see if they can spice things up again as they take it slow, take
Jerry.
it easy. Piggy in trouble. Jerry wanting the same. Goes goodbye. Dance floor coming out here. Z10 desperately trying their best to rise up as Reject to get on the edge of 99. It's going to be the Devil Beast Rampage in and through the calling card here. Wendy going down.
yucky.
Freedom Charge coming in as Z10 fighting desperately to hold on here, but the Freedom Charge is matched now by Piggy. They do catch Brownie at a minimum here, but Brownie's brought straight back by the BRB there. Creative goes down. Reject are just forcing the issue onto this one. No matter what Z10 do, Reject are pulling through.
And there is no chance for Zero Tenacity to stay alive. If things do get hairy on the side of Reject's end, they still have Galactic Legend and CYA. They will do just that. Force Zero Tenacity to cower in fear, and Reject just run right over Zero Tenacity. Great looks coming from Reject, knowing that they had to go for aggressive moves, knowing that when they need to go for those picks, they are able to execute perfectly and give them time to build up those win conditions on their end, so that when Zero Tenacity tried to find a better opportunity to go for the counter blow, Reject are the ones that are 2 steps ahead.
Yeah, they just have it completely on lock there, completely analyzed. And I mean, now you see the full power of a single-sided Rocket Raccoon as well. You know, Reject were just able to energize themselves over and over again here. Really just overwhelming the forces of Zero Tenacity into that one. And they certainly are going to be looking to make changes heading towards the next draft, because you can see the effects. Big plays being put on full display here.
And this is the power of the Rocket Raccoon one side. You can see it right there, right? This pick has been so influential. We saw it first over in the Oceania side back in Stage 1. We saw a lot of the emphasis, and as time went on in Stage 1, other regions have been picking it up, right? Realizing how strong this Rocket Raccoon is, especially with those buffs coming in from Season 8. Having a faster ult charge means that ultimate will be up so much faster, and you can use it to enable these rush potentials, enable these kinds of different playstyles, and as well as utilizing it to just completely burst down strategy ults.
Yeah, there's so much that you can use to your advantage there, and they're going to be thinking a way to find even more advantages as we set things up for our second map, everybody. While we get that one cooked up, though, we're going to head to a short little break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back on the other side of the time stream.
Fortune. You crossed my path! Gotcha!
Hellfire! I mean, with a near identical team comp for both teams, the entirety of Burn and T'Challa, the only difference was Rocket versus Luna for each side. Was it really that big of a difference maker, boys?
Oh yeah, we saw it. We saw it. Reject were able to take full advantage of it, using the CYA aggressively in order to burst through some of those ultimates that Zero Tenacity were throwing out there. Because we saw time and time again, someone on Zero Tenacity just gets absolutely bursted out. And that doesn't give Zero Tenacity much room to work with. And not only just the CYA, I know we keep talking about the CYA time and time again, it's also the BRB. If you're able to get that one-sided, you essentially have an extra person on your roster, and that just puts the team without the Rocket Raccoon at a very big disadvantage.
I had to take a look at the data really quick while you were talking, Dan. And remember, we had Reject reserve out the Rocket that banned it against Zero Tenacity, and vice versa for the Luna. Do we think we're either going to have double Rocket coming into this next matchup, or is it going to be a double Rocket ban? A tough one, right?
Definitely a tough one. I wouldn't be surprised if both teams really put a little bit more emphasis on the Rocket Raccoon. Maybe that'll be the go-to. But then again, if you go for the Rocket Raccoon in the middle of the ban draft, that leaves Mantis, that leaves potentially Luna Snow as well open for grabs. So it's just a matter of which one do you think will be way less influential than the other. It's essentially like a pick your poison type of thing, right? Because we're knowing for sure that both teams are gonna want to go for the Dino save, which means that Mantis definitely goes up in terms of priority to enable Rush. But it's definitely a tough call for both of these teams at the current moment. Do you really want to prioritize the Rocket Raccoon to be taken out completely, or do you prioritize the Mantis more than the Rocket that we've been seeing that has been so impactful?
I mean, Matsy, what do we think, man? Are you Team Luna, Team Rocket?
I think they're going to be blasting off again with Team Rocket here.
I set you up for that, didn't I?
Just the alley-oop.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. That's it. No, I think that there'll be a full send on the Rocket fans this time. I think that Z10 are probably more comfortable playing in against the dance floor there. You know, I think that, as Dan talked about before, having that extra player basically with the BRB there, having the CYA, it just made all the difference. I mean, XE tried to bring out the Galactic Legend, and then they were faced with Brownie bringing out their own Galactic Legend, but enhanced by the CYA, and they shredded XE like paper.
That's a sentence you don't hear very often. XE has been incredible all throughout last season and this season here, but this was a weaker performance, and that's not XE specifically either. It was the entirety of Zero Tenacity not really getting a lot going up against a team like Reject, and I hate to say it, this has been a spot we saw them before. It was in that grand final spot, and as Dan alluded to, it's not going to be a best of 5 or a best of 7 for them to rely on either to get through this. This could very well be Zero Tenacity's last chance to face up against Reject for a long while on a map that we love so much.
You gotta give props to Reject as well in the ban draft as well, right? We saw different ways to try to shut down Z10, either through taking away XZ's hero pool, or you take away things that enable XZ's hero pool. And Reject have done just that by taking away the Rocket Raccoon, securing it one-sided, and you saw how much of an impact it had in that match, right? Zero Tenacity, they really wanted to rely on XZ to try to cook with the Star-Lord, but they just couldn't because they didn't have many of those options to try to enable XZ to just essentially 1v9 and fry the entire lobby.
And so either you go for the Luna and White Fox team up, or you have the Rocket and Star-Lord team up. It really is a pick your poison.
See how they decide to play it out here in this ban draft. Both teams, no surprises here. Take away the Gambit first ban. And maybe we see a little bit of adjustments here. Reject could use their second ban onto something else. Will take away the Phoenix. So far, same as map number 1. Reject should be securing the Dino here. But how do Zero Tenacity adjust here? All eyes are gonna be on them essentially. Do they take away the Mantis? Do they take away the Luna Snow or the Rocket Raccoon? They will use it first on the Mantis to prevent that rush potential just from the get-go.
Yeah, they don't want to enable that kind of possibility here. Looks like their focus still going to be around that Luna, so they don't care. single-sided rocket again here. Best in slot for reject. So Z10 seemingly just playing into it with the same cards on this one. I'm kind of surprised. Maybe they banned Star-Lord now. Instead, trying to see if they can get more potential out of that. I mean, what other way do you adapt around this, right?
At this point, Z10, you know what kind of strategist lineup that Reject are going to go for. It's going to be the Rocket Raccoon at the very least. So maybe you hold off on banning some of those strategists now, and they will be able to secure the Mantis one-sided. So Zero Tenacity are going to all but likely run that triple strategist lineup, putting the Mantis in that lineup as well. So we'll see how they decide to facilitate it, because Zero Tenacity are also on the attacking side. They have access to that rushdown potential. We talked about the synergy between the Devil Dinosaur and the Mantis. If you're able to team up with those ultimates together, the Devil Beast Rampage is just going to be accelerated essentially by so much, and Reject are going to have to handle that aggression, as they do have access to that one-sided Rocket Raccoon. They're going to try to gear towards the win condition of the Star-Lord and the Rocket Raccoon once more. And how do Zero Tenacity want to play this? Do they want to go fast? Do they want to play the long game and try to get those ultimates before Reject are able to beat them to it?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be really trying to charge themselves up here. They're playing into the triple strategist lineup there with Xe donning the Mantis this time. So I expect we'll see some very strong sedates being locked down for themselves if Xe is going to be the one donning that. And would see more overwhelming pressure from there. But the pressure is going to be on Jerry to fulfill their role as a duelist really well here. We did see them get shut out by Yaki time and time again into the first map of domination there. So I'm curious if they are going to be further enabled now by this triple strategist composition.
At the very least, Zero Tenacity have a lot of damage amplification to work with. Xe could easily do a lot of value with that 8% damage boost, and Creative already getting all of that value, shutting down Yaki in the side room. So Zero Tenacity marking every different area of the map so that they're not going to get caught off guard by a surprise Yaki getting a jump into the back line. As Zero Tenacity will be able to move on forward here, as tempo is the main focus for Zero Tenacity. They need to play fast. They have some extra damage amplification when you compare it to the likes of Reject, so they're going to have ultimates up just a little bit faster.
Yeah, just a little bit quicker here, and they might even be able to find the opening, but there's a BRP they have to consider, even if they do get a KO there. There you go, Piggy. Now being shut down. Brownie could follow onto this, but gonna wallow on it. Terry, there it is, locks it down. So Brownie is sent away, and Xe gonna be the trade here as well. Wendy doing the best they can to play
nice
around
freeze.
the symbiotic resilience. Will lock down the KO for their team. So good adaptability here. Terry just looking to go to town on the back lane there, and a Reject really being faced off head to head here.
And Zero Tenacity also have access to Marvel and the Captain America, and that makes it, what, 4 defensive options for Zero Tenacity to work with if they're able to get it online and ready to go. Reject are going to have to get very aggressive with this portal, but at the very least, they need to hang back, try to get those ultimates as soon as possible. Jerry gets burst down by the Maelstrom, however.
And will be bursted down and ready to get down to business on this one. So looking to force back Z10 as quick as they can here. Good double. Now looking to crawl back into it as well, but they're not going to have a portal for the time being, so Z10 can just look to regroup and reconsider their options as both teams slowly tiptoe their way towards a full stack of ultimates, and things are about to get flashy, Dan.
Yeah, it's going to be a matter of, can you get the burst down? Can you shut down one or the other? Here comes the CYA. So Reject are going to make the aggressive move, use it in tandem with the Feast of the Abyss, so they're able to get as much value as possible. Thankfully, Zero Tenacity don't use a whole lot. They're only going to use the Kumio Unleash and the likes of Creative. So Zero Tenacity, they try to stave off the aggression coming in from Reject, but at the very least, Zero Tenacity will come in with a lot of their ultimates.
Yeah, they've got at least one more in their tank comparable to Reject onto this one. Ooh, and Mastro is hunting down Jerry there. Just have to fall back. Our Freedom Charge now going to be traded by the Devil Beast Rampage here. So Piggy, going to see if they can control the space. Agamotto around the back. Soul Resurgence coming out though. Z10 going to be just fine. Maybe not for long. Xe goes down. A good KO from Gargoyle here. And Gonna see if they can burn through more. Dance floor coming out with a calling card here. Cherry hunting down the back line. Shuts down Songhun there. Lastro going down as well. Brownie out of here. The BRB brings back Lastro though, so at least they've got one to rely upon, but maybe not for long. Yaki is out of here. Lastro again. See you later. Z10 now back in control of this one and looking to stroll ahead in a big way. Jerry is already scouting here. And see, they're trying to get the heals through, but not going to be able to stall them out. That first checkpoint will be conceded.
They hit a checkpoint.
Good try coming in from Reject there as well. Utilizing the Eye of Agamotto perfectly, is able to stun up 3 and it was able to burst down Eggsy and shut down the Soul Resurgence. Zero Tenacity had to exhaust more of their ultimate bank. So although Zero Tenacity did come out on top, Reject did a great job in exhausting all of those defensive options out of Zero Tenacity. But Jerry is just on an absolute tear, whips down Lastro, burns away the BRB, as Reject are going to try to stave off the aggression coming in from Zero Tenacity. Piggy gets isolated for a good while, and he's going to get taken out of commission.
Yeah, taken out for the moment, but maybe brought back in a second here. Circo will be just looking to keep the pressure up high. They'll be trying their best to push towards the next line of contact here. Creative on the edge of the Kumiho Unleashed as well would be exactly the answer they need with Marble there. Close to the Strangling Prison as well. Brownie, good to dish out a ton of damage. Does shut down Soko and traded out on the Gargoyle. Strangling Prison, it's the Jerry Show as they shred their way through their opponents and will lock down 3 out of that one. And 1 will be brought straight back by the BRB, so it's A-OK for Piggy. But maybe not for long as Jerry now hunts down Songhun. And they're still clearing more and more space here.
Just gives, yeah, like you said, Zero Tenacity get a lot of space, but Reject are looking to fight right back with the CYA Galactic Legend Wombo combo. Z10 have no response to this, so they're gonna have to fall away here. Reject are going to be able to stabilize, although Zero Tenacity, they did win out that initial fight, but again, it's just the resource management on Zero Tenacity. They used too much, and Reject all the way back when they lost in that fight before the first checkpoint was secured by Zero Tenacity. This is the value that they wanted with this, right? Exhaust all of Zero Tenacity, all of those defensive resources, so that now when Z10 want to go for that retake potential, they're going to have to wait a lot longer for those ultimates to come on, and that gives Reject all the time that they need in order to go for those aggressive moves.
Yeah, calling card going to be coming out as well to bring the first aggressive move there, and it's going to be exchanged. The Battle of the Cats. Yaki wins again, but they will be able to spin things to action, and it will cease any traction. Z10 are trying to bring here. Not much time left to push towards the next checkpoint as well, and a Z10 in big trouble right now. Getting slowly close towards some ultimates, which is going to be desperately needed here, but I mean, they can't afford to lose players in the meanwhile. Yaki getting more freedom to barge past them. Wendy going down. Z10, it's all falling apart here. Marble does have the Strangling Prison, but they might not get the chance to get use out of it. They do throw it into the mix there. Brownie again shredding their way past Z10. No one is able to stall the mission vehicle, and that will be that. Reject succeed on defense.
Perfect target priority coming in from Reject. They know which ultimates have to be top priority on the side of Zero Tenacity, and Reject were able to exploit it. Finding Eggsy there was absolutely crucial, not only to get the elimination down, but also to prevent Eggsy from getting closer and closer to that Soul Resurgence, because that was their that was Z10's ticket in order to facilitate some sort of space back in their control. At the very least, try to speed run their way to the mission vehicle in order to trigger overtime and maybe get a little bit more distance on the Batmobile. But Reject are just navigating what Zero Tenacity want to do perfectly. Just facilitating all of their win conditions, making sure that when Zero Tenacity want to go for those plays, Reject are kind of just there to beat them to it.
Yeah, they're ready to react at a moment's notice, aren't they? You know, ready to bring out everything they possibly can here, and I'm ready to see what both these teams are going to be looking to achieve now as Marble is bringing out the Van Pool this time. We've seen it find its strength in the past, you know. The double bubble trouble again going to be into this one, and I'm excited if it is going to find the impact they're searching for now, because I mean, this also does in a way minimize some of the impact of the Venom there, because it does dish them away from some of the healing that they might be trying to utilize playing into that dive roll.
And Marvel could easily get the first cast with the Banhammer to try to pressure Reject's backline. This seems to be the game plan for Zero Tenacity, right? Output as much damage as possible, apply as much of that pressure as well, so that when Reject want to go for these kinds of moves, Zero Tenacity will, in theory, have the upper hand, but it's a matter of can Reject hold off Zero Tenacity's game plan of getting that early tempo down, get that aggressive Banhammer out of the way as soon as possible, because Zero Tenacity are definitely relying on Marvel at the current moment. But Brownie, he's found an angle, but he gets Banhammered, but it does not matter if Brownie's just landing these shots.
Yeah, they're able to absolutely shut down XC with immediate effect there. Z10 in a bit of trouble, but still will be struggling ahead of it right now, as Marvel feeling the pain as well. BRB not going to be quite spotted there. They do try and shut it down, I think, but for now, Rejects are going to be able to sink their way through this one. A Gargoyle, though, going to be feeling the pain of this time. Jerry taking aim, their next target has been acquired here. Not going to be able to neutralize it yet, but you know that they are looking for opportunities here.
Good dash coming in from Seunghoon to keep himself alive. Create distance away from Jerry as well. So Reject are able to stay in this fight. Marvel gets called out. Will get lasered down by Brownie, who has been on an absolute tear. Getting the tracking down means that their Z10's game plan of trying to shut him down with the Banhammer is not going to do a damn thing. Great CYA placement coming in from Seunghoon means that Zero Tenacity just have no response. Reject surely are the ones making the tempo happen here, because Zero Tenacity wanted to go fast, but Reject seem to be going even faster.
Yeah, going as fast as they possibly can here, and Z10 going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. At least they have a few critical ults at their disposal they can try and play into, but I mean, Reject do too. They're ready to match them. They're ready to hit them with everything they've got, and they are going first with the calling card here. Already shutting down XC again. The boundary doesn't even matter. You can't sustain XC through that one. So it is going to be doing what they can to hold their grounds here, but it's still so difficult for Z10 to find a way out.
Yeah, Galactic Legend is not going to do a whole lot, but at the very least it creates space for Reject, as well as drawing out creative with the Kumio Unleash. Now look at Zero Tenacity's ultimates. All they have is the Rampage and Jerry on the Galactic Legend. No defensive options means that Reject could easily just wipe out the rest of Zero Tenacity, as Reject getting closer and closer to a map to win. Gargoyle does have the feast, but Jerry is going to try to make space for Z10.
Do the best they can onto this one, forcing Reject back towards their spawn there. It's good that they can stall a bit of time here, but I mean, they have to stall for so much of that time. They have to deal with the CYA very soon, Beast the Abyss as well. Z10 need to charge up real quick, otherwise they are going to be in a big trouble. But for now, they're looking to play their corners, keep things up close and personal here, get closer to the Soul Resurgence, but if that CYA goes off first, they might just be able to turn it around very quickly here. Still, he's gonna lock it down, man, but here we go. It's Beast time, CYA time, and they are shredding their way forward. Z10, not sure how to respond to this one.
Z10 just looks stunned. The tempo is too much. They tried to match it, putting Marvel on the Vanguard Deadpool, but it was just not enough. XZ could not get the Soul Resurgence in time. Reject were able to beat them right to it. CYA into the feast spelled Z10's demise there. And Reject, my goodness, if they are in form like this in the group stage, we're going to see playoff Reject maybe for the entirety of stage 1 now.
I think they've turned things around in a big way, Dan. You know, there's no more preseason group stage Reject. No. It is a full send Reject. They are making no mistakes here. They have their sights set to play towards the pack playoffs and maybe they're beyond. They are aiming nowhere but the top.
And that's exactly what we need out of Reject. If they want to contest in being one of the best teams coming out of Asia, And you can see how well Reject have been playing as a team, right? Using the tempo to their advantage, outpace Zero Tenacity to the point where even if Zero Tenacity wanted to get their moves down, there was just no time. Reject were just there, time and time again, shutting down what Z10 want to go for in terms of that win condition, because Reject didn't really go towards that triple strategist lineup. They really just kept Lastro and Seunghun on that two strategist lane, while Zero Tenacity running that triple strategist meant that their ultimates are just going to be ever so slightly delayed because all three of those strategists are essentially cannibalizing each other in their ult charge. And just, wow, Reject, at a loss for words. This is absolutely perfection coming out of the entire squad. They have been together for a while as well. Keep that in mind as well.
Incredible. Just incredible work, incredible efforts coming through from Pep and Pear's den. I mean, I can't believe it. You know, they just absolutely surpassed Z10 onto this one. Like, Z10 tried to do the best they could. They got the Mantis even. It didn't matter. It's just the rocket effect, man.
I mean, can we really just conjure it up to Rocket? Because, I mean, on the individual level, Reject just look impeccable in all of their roles. Zero Tenacity, we talked about them earlier today. They were looking fantastic. XO is the last line of defense I think that we have in all of Stage 1 to see. Could they be the team that challenge Reject? But regardless of whether or not there's a Rocket, I mean, boys, can we call it? I think Reject's the best team in this region.
Wouldn't say so just yet. I feel like XOXO could get a run for their money, but
that's June 6th.
We'll see. We'll see what Reject have to say about it because we got Piggy on the line.
That's right. Ring, ring, Piggy. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Piggy. How are you?
I'm good.
So, first of all, congratulations on your win. My first question is, how would you evaluate your individual performance in this match?
I think just Asia is bad.
Oh, we're going and swinging. I love that. Keg is in shambles. He was not ready.
I'm gone.
Not ready. All right. Well, I mean, Piggy. Who do you think carried here? I know you like saying that you carried. I mean, your dinosaur was great, the best dino in Asia, I think. But who else do you think carried on your team?
Always our team be carried.
Okay. Everyone carried each other?
I love it.
Yeah.
Love
Seems
it.
like it.
And, I guess looking forward, how was communication for your team in that matchup?
We told. Oh, what did you say? I didn't understand.
It's okay. No, it's okay. How was your team's communication in that match? Were you making a lot of calls? Like,
We just. Oh, sorry, I don't.
no, that's okay.
Oh, it's
how
okay,
well
man.
were you?
You
How
said
well were you like
You
talking?
said Asia was bad. That's
to your
all we
team?
needed.
Yeah, that's it. True.
Yeah,
True. We just wanted to ask.
Asia
Like,
is bad.
Why?
oh yeah, that's a good question.
I think so. Less player, I think. That good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any team in the entire world that you want to face up against?
Maybe I'm tired. I can't understand English.
Hey, no worries, dude. Piggy, thank you so much, man. First of many times I'm sure we'll be interviewing you. And it's very nice to
thank you.
always watch your gameplay. Absolutely, Piggy. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you.